All right, have and have not fans, happy Tuesday. And I know that's a kind of redundant statement because we don't have the haves and have nots back, but just so you know, this upcoming Saturday, December the 7th, marks one remaining month until the haves and the have nots is back on the air. So this Saturday, mark it on your calendar. Yeah, the haves and the have nots won't be back then, but 1 month from Saturday, and it will be. And heck, if you want to even look at the calendar for Tuesdays, it's the 3rd. So you look the 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st, then 7th. We got about 5 more Tuesdays until the show returns. So yeah, let's just hang in there. We've made it this far. And I've been reading the comments on some of the videos and Instagram posts I've been doing lately. And some people are saying they're having withdrawals. And first of all, I don't even know what to tell you because a lot of us, and I say myself included, us, we've been going through withdrawals for quite a while. And then you know me, I've found ways to cope. Of course, reviewing and watching other shows, Greenleaf definitely being the standout. And we just have to hang in there a little bit longer. But I did not want to do this video. And I know you're probably thinking, Jeremy, come on, you're only doing this video for views. Not really. And honestly, I want to make this video kind of short too, but get continuous questions about are that I can't wait to find out. And I've done some pretty decently successful videos on the channel about that. I remember when the episode Show Not Tell ended, I did a episode review. I did a video about the Criers, and then after the filming for season 7 reshoot / season 8 was completed, I did a video about the Criers Are Alive because they were, on set. They were seen in Georgia, so it's pretty obvious the Criers are still alive. But going by IMDb, which is a very dangerous thing to do, at one point, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I have some IMDb scholars on this channel who take time to research and then bring me the news of, hey, Jeremy, if you look at IMDb, like the main characters are listed for pretty much every episode of season 7 and into season 8, so the Criers are still alive. But I just went to check several episodes at random in season 7, and I only saw Jim and Katheryn only listed for like 3 or 4. Now, once again, that's IMDb, and speaking of only 3 to 4, some of those episodes only have 3 to 4 people in there, like Landon, Vinny, Candace, Kyle, just to name a few. So it's not set in stone yet, but it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me that A, the Criers are alive, and also B, they don't have to be in every single episode. Now, if you remember way back around this time in 2018, I want to say like October, or I want to say October, that's when they originally filmed season 7. But of course, they did reshoots a few months ago. Now, the reason I bring this up is because in the video I did about, the Criers being dead or alive, John Snyder at the time of season 7 filming was also on Dancing with the Stars. So if you remember a few seasons ago when he was in jail, remember after Jennifer had the Harringtons and Criers arrested and David got out first, then Katheryn, and then Veronica, but Jim was the one staying in jail the longest. If I'm not mistaken, I forgot what was going on in real life for John Snyder, but I think around that time his John Snyder Studios got flooded and everything down in what state is it? Is it Louisiana or Alabama? Or I want to say Louisiana. But in any case, I think a lot of time and money and energy was spent fixing that as opposed to being on set. I could be wrong, but I think typically the way we can map it out, whenever a character on the haves and the have-nots is pretty much isolated to one specific area or their character for one season, like Benny in a coma, Jim being in jail, just to name a couple of examples, typically that's because the actor is working on other projects. So they come into Tyler Perry Studios, they do what they need to do for their character, and then they're off working on other projects or marketing for whatever, like, oh, I have a press tour for a new album, or oh, I have a press tour for a new show or movie I'm in. So with John Snyder, I think it would make sense if Jim and Katheryn are kind of, cameo appearances this season, if that makes sense, even though I really don't see how Katheryn could survive a shot like that than being underwater. But All I'm saying is I would not be surprised if Jim and Katheryn are alive, but they're going to be benched for most of the season. As in, okay, they're going to be in the hospital for a while, recuperating. Not to mention, look, and you know how I go on my tirades or rants about people like Veronica who get in accidents, but then they're out of the hospital lickety split. Depending on how much, we don't even know how much time is going to be spent in this season. Now, IMDb lists 20 episodes, but that doesn't mean it will be 20. I mean, for all we know, OWN might split it into like, oh, this season's going to be 18 episodes or something. So for simplicity's sake, let's just say it's 20 episodes. That doesn't mean a lot of time is going to pass by. Typically, 20 episodes could mean all but 2 to 3 days at the longest. I'm not saying that we haven't had lengthy amounts of time passing the show before, but I'm just saying that it is a known fact from longtime viewers that sometimes half a season, if not an entire season, will only cover the span of like one weekend or nothing longer than a week. So if Jim and Katheryn were shot like that, and it wasn't, and for this video, let's just say it wasn't a dream. Let's say this all really happened the way we saw it. If this really happened the way we saw it, then these characters should not be out of the hospital in and out like it's nothing. Like, these characters, I could definitely see them being in the hospital for a majority of season 7. We might get scenes from time to time where we actually visit them in the hospital, but think of it this way. Amanda's dead. Wyatt is not, let's say he's still alive, which I think he is. He's either going to be arrested or there is no way in hell that he's going to visit his parents. David, I don't know. He's obviously, trying to survive the whole onslaught of gangsters in the house. Veronica ain't. I mean, if she goes to see Jim and Katheryn in the hospital, it will only be to mock them. Specifically, mock them both. I was going to say Jim, but no. She has it out for Katheryn too. So I could, and I mean, Hannah would go to see Katheryn, no doubt about it. I don't really see anybody seeing Jim. So all I'm saying is this. If Jim and Katheryn are still alive, if they're going to be in the hospital for a majority of the season, I could actually see where they aren't in every single episode. And once again, I'm really kind of going off of IMDb, which is, again, risky because they haven't really listed a whole lot of information. But I could actually see that being a viable reason. Now, if you want to go back to like season 1 when it came to Amanda, I was like, I really wish they never had Amanda killed off. Her being institutionalized would have been a great way to kind of write her out of the show, but she can come back at any point or she can be mentioned. So I really think that, and I know that Jim and Katheryn are major players, but hey, let's go back another couple seasons when it came to Veronica in the car wreck with Melissa. I said, you don't have, well, did I say that? Yeah, I did say you could kill off Veronica, but that would be a bold move to make because a lot of people straight up said, if they kill Veronica, I'm quitting the show. But at the same time, Veronica's presence would be felt even when she's not in the show. Hell, oh yeah, speaking of Veronica, there was that one episode. I think it was the episode before the episode entitled The Veronica Show, the one where she actually got into the car wreck with Melissa. The episode before that, Angela was not on screen at all. She was on the phone with Jeffrey and Justin, but she was never on screen. So it has happened before where we had a main character not on screen, but their presence was either mentioned or they were verbally on the screen. So I think John Snyder and Renee Lawless may not be in every single episode. Again, I could be wrong, but I think it would actually make sense to the story if it wasn't a dream, if they legitimately got shot, if they are in the hospital recuperating, clinging on to life. And then the question is, when they get out of the hospital, will they be arrested immediately by George? Because, again, I think that's the main reason George and the cops showed up to Katheryn's house to begin with. But then you also look at it from the aspect of this will actually kind of thin the horde a little, clear out the board a little, where the criers are off the chessboard for now. But you allow the other characters to kind of navigate around them. And to be honest, I really think that if there's any character to be removed that would really affect the other characters in some kind of way, it would be Veronica because of those damn puzzle pieces. Because even if Veronica's gone, she will still be raising hell for others. But I get it, she's the fan favorite. But at the same time, if you take off the fan glasses, the fan goggles for a moment, and if you really are a Veronica fan, can you agree with me that even if Veronica was dead or not in the show any longer, And nothing against Angela. If you're listening to this, I don't want to see you lose your job. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying Veronica's so, she's like a tree. Her roots are so firmly gripped into the ground that is the haves and the have-nots. If she was uprooted, her absence would definitely be felt by so many other cast members in terms of, oh, Jeffrey would still have to deal with, whatever puzzle pieces Veronica has for him, or David, Jim, Katheryn, and the list goes on. So, and I dare say Veronica being Veronica, if there is a will, there is a way, no pun intended, because I could definitely see Veronica being the kind of person who would have a video will where it's like, listen, boy, now don't you be wearing any of those floral arrangements or whatever. And if you do anything to tarnish the Harrington name, everything that I left to you be taken away. So I remember saying that way back when I thought that Melissa and Jeffrey might actually get married. Something happens to Veronica, and even after they have a child or whatever, Veronica would have a video will threatening to take everything if something were to tarnish the Harrington legacy. So I think that even without Veronica, the story would still go on. And I think that would be a bold move by Tyler Perry to remove the fan favorite, but then also right around that in terms of how will the other characters deal with Veronica gone, but her presence is still there raising trouble for everyone else. So when it comes to the Criers, I mean, let's kind of back up here. Let's talk about the Criers. Jim, a lot of people hate Jim. And when you think about Katheryn, and I loved Katheryn, when I say I loved, I have not been a fan of her character lately. And if you go back to some of my other videos, you know why. Because her character has been so fickle, a sex addict, well, pretty much making up for lost time with Jim, for his cheating, and then murdering Jennifer Salison, and, getting a divorce, but then not getting a divorce. Her character's kind of been all over the place. Not to mention, she doesn't give a damn. And when it comes to going to jail, she doesn't care. So all I'm saying is Katheryn's been all over the place. But for Renee Lawless, it's probably been the time of her life. You could tell that she enjoys the hell out of Katheryn and what Tyler Perry has given her. So I can't fault her on that. But in terms of Katheryn, the character, I don't think that she's been written consistently. Now let's switch gears over to Jim. He's pretty much been on the defense most of the time, trying to counteract saving his son from himself and getting killed, getting the money back that Candace, took from Oscar. And please chime in if there's anything, chasing sex himself with Sarah and Gia. See, I've gotten to the point where I've almost forgotten these characters' names because of the show, or because the show has been so long gone for so long itself. So I honestly don't think their characters will be missed if they're benched temporarily. And based off what I've seen from character listings and new characters, there's going to be a good amount of new characters to keep the story going, even without the Criers there. And like I've been saying before, there are characters I wish were taken out. Benny, Wyatt, Jeffrey, and Justin. Like, get rid of all of them, and I wouldn't care. Because most of them are one note and annoying. So if you took them out of the equation, you really wouldn't be taking away much. You would actually be improving the show to give characters time to shine who really need development. And that's my thing. So even if the Criers are out of commission for a little while, I hope this means the story progresses. We see character development rather than characters being one note. And that's really where I'm at. So I think the Criers are alive, but I would not be surprised if the Criers are not in every single episode. I feel like that's a safe middle ground. It's like, well, Jeremy is like, if they're dead, then they're gone. But if they're alive, then there's no way they're going to recover that quickly from being shot. So yeah, them being in a few episodes this season makes sense. And like I said earlier in the video, the John Snyder Dancing with the Stars thing makes a lot of sense for him not being available to film like every flipping episode. But maybe he had several scenes in the hospital. And then when it came to 2019 season 7 reshoots, some things were probably redone. And yes, the fact that Tyler Perry took a 6-month hiatus could be in reference to all the major projects that he has coming up with, that he had coming up with BET and his shows there, getting ready for various things at the Tyler Perry Studio Gala and everything. So he probably wanted to take the haves and the have-nots and kind of step back with that, allow his other shows to shine despite being on another network, but then start off 2020, the decade strong, with the haves and have-nots glorious return. So it makes sense. It makes sense. So with that being said, I until we hopefully we get a trailer. Look, I know this is wishful thinking, but if we got a trailer tonight, I would faint because it would catch me completely off guard. But I'm praying that we get a haves and have-nots 1 minute trailer either next week on the 10th or maybe on the 17th, because that's going to be, I believe, the final 2 episodes of Ambition season 1 on OWN. And typically speaking, we get those haves and have-nots trailers or promos on Tuesday nights. And you can let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's on Tuesday nights. So if there's again, I will lose it if there is a trailer tonight. But that's all I have to say for this particular matter. Until we get a trailer or any new information is released, this for real will be my final crier video in regards to them being a dead or alive, okay? Because I don't want to do this anymore. I can't wait to find out for sure. I've already done videos about, is Wyatt dreaming? Are the criers alive? Look, check out my playlist, folks. That's why I made the playlist for, so you can check out these videos. But for this particular one, you know the drill. Check me out on social media, Facebook, eBay, Twitter, Instagram. Links are in the description below. Also, you've heard me get on my soapbox about this a lot. The channel is less than 1,500 away from 100,000. We're less than 1,500 away. Feeling a bit discouraged over the past few days because YouTube has been slowing down. I don't know why, due to the fact that, maybe it's because Greenleaf is off the air. So a lot of people aren't really searching Greenleaf like talking about, but my Greenleaf videos are still doing well. So that, I don't know if that's the truth, but all I'm saying is the channel growth has kind of stunted from, last week I was hitting like over 1,000 a week, but now it's like, okay, what's going on? Because I was on track to hit 100,000 by December the 10th or 11th. But now it's like I might not even hit 99,000 by the 10th or 11th. So I might not hit 100,000 until the end of the month, which is frustrating. So if you are new to the channel, because I looked at my statistics, most views come from people who haven't subscribed. Please hit subscribe. I promise once I hit 100,000, I won't be harping on it like this, because 100,000 is like the huge milestone. So this video should indeed get more than 1,500 views. If you are a subscriber, tell at least one person you know to hit subscribe. I'm begging you. Please help me get there so I can shut up about it. And then I can do a massive giveaway. No lie, because again, follow me on Instagram. If you saw my Instagram post, you know that I scored a lot of Tyler Perry movies and whatnot over Black Friday. I got like both Boo movies, a couple copies of Madea Goes to Jail, because Walmart had an insane amount of movies left. Well, I only got like 4 from there because, I went on Monday. But I do have about 12 other Tyler Perry DVDs to give away. The ones that have like 3 movies or 3 plays. I got a couple copies of Medea's Neighbors from Hell. I think those are plays. And I do plan on doing Walmart gift cards. So I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 $20 ones. Look, I know I said I really wanted to do like $100 gift cards and whatnot, but money's a bit tight. Remember, I'm trying to recover from the holidays, not to mention Christmas is coming up, then tax season. Because originally, going back to earlier this year, we were on track to hit 100,000 back in October, but we hit a huge dry spell. So I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm trying to break it down for you. Now, people, there will be a lot of giveaways. I'm probably going to give away at least 8 to 10 DVDs, 2 to 3 Walmart cards, and I'll think of something else to show my appreciation. So there will be a big giveaway once we hit 100,000. So that's another reason to motivate you to help me get that number. I've already done a video about what's after 100,000, but for real though, and I really want to say this again, I do have a Patreon, but I haven't done much with it. I have like one patron who pays like $2 a month. So bless that one person. But I really am going to be starting off 2020 kind of like fresh. New things I'm developing. And let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to put a community tab on the YouTube channel as well. But I'm being completely real and transparent here. For the Patreon, I want to come up with at least 3 different tiers, where the lowest tier will be like $2, then maybe 5 and 10. I don't know if I'll go above 10. I don't know yet. But what I'm saying is I want to make exclusive content for Patreon, like stuff that you can only see there. I mean, if you are a fan of Kev on Stage and his podcast, Righteous and Ratchet with Doughboy, I've been following them pretty much ever since last year when they first, I don't want to say when they first started the podcast because they had it like years ago, but they brought it back around last November or December or last fall. And I've been following them all year. I've been a Patreon. I've been like a $5 member for a majority of the year. Basically, when they started putting their bonus Righteous and Ratchet episodes on Patreon only, that's when I joined the $5 a month club. I even got a Righteous and Ratchet t-shirt from the Black Friday sale, and I posted that on Instagram as well. But I want to make content that will give people a bang for their buck. Like, I don't just want to take money. I want to give you content that's worth the money you pay me, because I really want to get some more income outside of eBay, outside of YouTube, and really stretch my wings, so to speak, by doing the podcast or doing specific videos there. I do have some interviews I will be doing in 2020, and I might do it where, hey, if you're a member on the Patreon, you can actually see my interview with this particular cast member a few days earlier than everyone else. So let me know in the comments, and I'm not begging, I'm just asking. Remember, you're getting free content here on YouTube. Even when it comes to giveaways, I know some people are like, man, a $5 Walmart card. I'm like, well, yeah, it's $5 you didn't have. So yeah, if it's 5, 10, 15, the way I look at it, I'm not saying you're ungrateful. I'm just saying to the small percentage of people who always have something smart to say, look at it this way. YouTube is free content. You click on it, you get it. All I'm asking you to do is either comment your thoughts or hit the like button or subscribe. And that's nothing but like a couple seconds there. And when it comes to the giveaways, I'm coming out of my own pocket to buy DVDs or gift cards, and then I'm paying for shipping to send to you. So you get a free, few dollars, or you get a free DVD for your entertainment. So it's just my small way of showing, hey, you know what? I appreciate you for supporting my channel and supporting me. And, student loans suck. So I got to spend money on that and rent and bills. So I'm just blessed that your support allows me to do this full time. So I'm really just thinking about, okay, it's a new decade. It's time to really ramp things up a bit. And like I said, 100,000 has been the long-term goal ever since I had like maybe 20,000 or so. So it's really quite the journey to hit that before Christmas, if not the next couple weeks. And who knows, if they drop a Haves and Have-Nots trailer pretty soon and I do a video on that, that might be the momentum boost needed to help the channel expedite to 100,000 sooner than later. So yeah, that's all I have to say. 2020, there are new projects I have in the works. So I can't wait to put out there for you all, but I really want to get the Patreon going, and there are other things I have big planned. Let me just put it that way. And, at the moment, none of them involve Tyler Perry. So unfortunately, I don't have any plans to, I got invited here. I do hope to go to a tour on the Tyler Perry studio facility at some point in 2020 if my financial situation is good and the dates line up. So I don't know, if Lord willing, because who knows what doors will open once we hit 100,000 I get the plaque. That's really all I'm saying here. You just never know. So once again, guys, I noticed the last 10 minutes of this video have been kind of a, announcement, but thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the Crier situation, and please help me hit 100,000 soon. Hit subscribe, tell your friends, share this channel on your social media. We're almost there. Then I will shut up about it. I'll still say subscribe at the end of my videos, but I won't be preaching like this anymore. I just can't wait to get that plaque in the mail to do an unboxing video, because that's going to be a real emotional moment. So yeah, follow me on social media, because I really do post a lot of announcements on Instagram more than anywhere else. Like, yeah, I do post on Twitter and then my Facebook page and Facebook groups, but I definitely suggest Instagram above all else, because we're closing in on 13,000 followers there, which is pretty good too. So yeah. But I will let you know if there are any updates, and please let me know if there's a Haves and Have-Nots trailer, because I would not be surprised if I go to sleep, then wake up and I got a bunch of inbox messages. So we shall see.